Did you know that even the creator of the universe felt regret? The Bible introduces the mysterious Nephilim, described as giants born from the union of fallen angels and human women in Genesis 6:4. These beings, with their immense size and corrupting influence, played a key role in the evil that led God to send the flood to cleanse the earth. What could have driven God to feel such deep sorrow? He wiped out almost all of humanity with a flood. But despite the flood's devastation, it seems that the Nephilim, or at least their legacy, somehow survived. How could this be? In this video, we'll explore the ancient mystery of the Nephilim's survival and lasting impact by diving into both the Bible and the Book of Enoch, a text that gives us further insight into their origins and influence. For more on the Book of Enoch, watch this video here. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Before the flood, the world was filled with wickedness, and much of that corruption is linked directly to the Nephilim and their fallen angelic parents. Genesis 6:4 briefly mentions the giants, but the Book of Enoch offers a much fuller narrative. It describes how the fallen angels, or watchers, descended to earth, lusted after human women, and produced the Nephilim. Enoch 7:2 states, "And when the angels, the children of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, 'Come, let us select for ourselves wives from the progeny of men, and let us beget children.'" This unnatural union led to the birth of monstrous beings who ravaged the earth. The Book of Enoch emphasizes that these giants not only corrupted humanity, but also brought chaos to all of creation. In Enoch 7:5 it says, "And they began to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood." It was this level of corruption that ultimately led God to send the flood as an act of judgment. But if the flood was supposed to erase all traces of the Nephilim, why do giants reappear later in the Bible? Some traditions suggest that the Nephilim found physical ways to survive, possibly by fleeing to high mountains or using their unnatural strength to cling to enormous trees. However, these ideas don't have solid biblical backing. In fact, the Bible and Book of Enoch both make it clear that the flood was meant to cleanse the earth of all such evil. So if the Nephilim didn't physically survive, how do we explain their reappearance after the flood? The key to solving this mystery lies in understanding that the Nephilim were more than just physical giants. They had a spiritual dimension as well. Genesis chapter 6:4 states, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward." This cryptic mention of the Nephilim's continued existence suggests that while their bodies were destroyed by the flood, their spiritual influence may have survived. According to the Book of Enoch, when the physical bodies of the Nephilim were destroyed, their spirits became something far more dangerous, what we might now call demons or unclean spirits. Enoch 15:8-9 explains, "And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies, because they are born from men, and from the holy watchers is their beginning and primal origin. They shall be evil spirits on earth, and evil spirits shall they be called." These spirits, no longer bound by flesh, roam the earth, continuing to spread their corruption and influence. This offers a compelling explanation for why giants are mentioned after the flood. The Nephilim may not have survived in the flesh, but their spiritual presence persisted. You might be wondering, if the Nephilim were destroyed, then who were the giants that appear later in the Bible? The Bible speaks of several post-flood races of giants, such as the Rephaim, Anakim, and Zamzummim, who were encountered by key biblical figures like Joshua, Moses, and David. These beings weren't just tall people. They were described as formidable, powerful figures, reminiscent of the pre-flood Nephilim. For example, in Numbers 13:33, the Israelite spies sent to explore Canaan report, seeing the descendants of Anak, saying, "We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." This vivid comparison suggests these giants were of extraordinary size. How could these giants exist if the flood was meant to cleanse the earth? One theory, mentioned in the Book of Enoch, is that fallen angels once again mated with human women after the flood, reintroducing the corrupted Nephilim bloodline into the world. Others propose that traces of the Nephilim's bloodline may have survived through Noah's family, with some level of corruption being passed down genetically. Regardless of the specific mechanism, the reappearance of giants after the flood played a significant role in the biblical narrative. They weren't just physical threats. They symbolized the lingering corruption and spiritual rebellion against God. But the Nephilim's influence wasn't limited to their physical presence. The Book of Enoch suggests that their spirits became malevolent forces, continuing to corrupt humanity from the spiritual realm. Enoch 15:12-16 explains, "And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst, and cause offenses." These unclean spirits were believed to be the source of many of the evils that plagued humanity after the flood. These spirits, no longer limited by physical form, became even more dangerous, capable of influencing human behavior, whispering temptations, and spreading their corruption in more insidious ways. This concept deepens our understanding of spiritual warfare as described in the Bible, where battles aren't just fought in the physical realm, but against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Ephesians chapter 6:12. The ongoing influence of these Nephilim spirits raises profound questions about the persistence of evil in the world. It suggests that the spiritual corruption introduced by the Nephilim didn't end with the flood, but continued to haunt humanity in new forms. Even after their destruction, the legacy of the Nephilim continued to affect the world. The post-flood giants, like Goliath, the Rephaim, and the Anakim, were often linked with pagan gods, idolatry, and spiritual rebellion. These giants weren't just physical foes, they represented a continued struggle against the spiritual forces that had plagued humanity since the days before the flood. For example, David's battle with Goliath wasn't just an underdog story of a boy versus a giant. It was a symbolic victory over the lingering influence of the Nephilim's corruption. Goliath, a descendant of these post-flood giants, stood as a physical representation of the ongoing spiritual battle between good and evil. The story of the Nephilim spans from their origins in Genesis to their mysterious survival after the flood and their spiritual legacy in the Book of Enoch. Born from the union of fallen angels and humans, these giants left an indelible mark on biblical history. Although their physical bodies may have been destroyed in the flood, their spirits continued to roam the earth, influencing human behavior and contributing to the spiritual corruption of the world. Their story challenges our understanding of divine judgment, spiritual corruption, and the persistence of evil. The Book of Enoch deepens this mystery, offering us a glimpse into the spiritual dimension of the Nephilim and their enduring impact on humanity. As we continue to explore these ancient texts, we are reminded that the Bible and related writings contain layers of meaning and secrets still waiting to be uncovered. What other hidden truths might we discover in the pages of Scripture? The story of the Nephilim invites us to look deeper, questioning not only the physical, but the spiritual forces that continue to shape our world today.